Hi, I know it's been a while, but I have made this video that's about 30 minutes long, and it's a movie review that was supposed to come out at the end of March, but because of these very strict French copyright laws, I haven't been able to put it out yet, so I'm still wrestling with them. But after about a month or so of just negotiating, or just trying to edit my video so that it gets accepted onto YouTube, I decided it's better just move on to another project while also doing that in the background. So the video will come out at some point, but yeah, in the meantime, enjoy some other videos that weren't necessarily planned. This one is about Fortnite, completely different style of content. Hope you enjoy, and thank you for the continuation and support, though. It's really nice to see. Does the name Fortnite ring any bells? If it doesn't, what have you been doing for the past 5 years? Fortnite is a game developed by Epic Games, which was officially released in 2017, but was trapped in production purgatory since much earlier. It all started off with the PvE Save the World mode, which nowadays is the epitome of irrelevant, as all the attention immediately went towards Battle Royale mode, a game mode creatively based off the novel Battle Royale by Koshin Takami, which is a great read, by the way, so you should totally go read it after this video ends. In this game mode, 100 players land on an island, gather loot, kill each other, and the last one surviving wins. Repeat the process, 22-minute loop, etc. To say this game was popular would be the understatement of the century, as it gave Epic Games hundreds of millions of dollars per month, which culminated in over 9 billion USD in revenue by December of 2019. Fortnite initially attracted people thanks to its very high accessibility, as it was and still is a free game, and is pretty much available on every platform conceivable. The cartoony graphics, replayability factor, and lack of violence gave it the boost that it needed to become an immediate household hit, and propelled so many different people to stardom, like Tyler Ninja Blevins Fortnite, Drake, and many more. Arguably the most important thing that made Fortnite as popular as it was the building aspect. Unlike any of its other competitors like PUBG or H1Z1, Fortnite was able to differentiate itself by giving the player character the ability to build cover. This was revolutionary for the shooter genre, as instead of having to look for cover in otherwise large open areas you would often find on these Battle Royale maps during the day, you could just build a fort at night, and avoid getting shot up by some of the quirky weapons that were regularly thrown into the seasonal weapon mix, because if you couldn't guess yet, Fortnite isn't really a game that takes itself seriously. You had to beat a piñata in order to gain materials. There were egg launchers. You could easily become a bush if you wanted to. Fortnite is not a very grounded game. Although it had some quirkiness, Fortnite was a relatively small game for the first 3 seasons or so, as it mainly focused on being a battle royale, and while it still had some early glimpses of the insanity that would come in the following years, it was still relatively grounded from map locations to skin themselves, because I forgot to mention this, but Fortnite primarily makes its money from microtransactions for cosmetics that give no competitive advantage whatsoever. This is important, so let it simmer for a bit in your mind. Chapter 1 Season 4 marked a turning point for Fortnite, as after this, all seasons became a spectacle in their own right. During this season, Fortnite decided to go wild with map changes, with one of my personal favorite locations, Dusty Divot, finally being created. This season was also the birthing place for the Fortnite lore/storyline, which is its own complicated mess because yes, Fortnite has insane lore, and arguably more importantly, Fortnite got its first collaboration. I say official as the max tier skin for the previous season was this bootleg John Wick skin, but during Season 4, Fortnite decided to combine their superhero-themed season with the release of Avengers Infinity War to add Thanos to the game. While today this may seem like nothing in comparison to the regular collabs Fortnite gets, this was the first time anything of the sort happened, and it completely put Fortnite in a position of #1 game of 2018. As not only was it already developing a large audience before Thanos arrived, but the attention the collaboration garnered made the Epic Games team realize that if Fortnite is to keep growing, more collaborations have to occur in order to add more people to the rapidly expanding player base. So that's basically what happened in Season 4. It marked the beginning of the quote-unquote new Fortnite, and every season we got more collabs. This ranged from things like the NFL to Wreck-It Ralph, and later to wackier things like Goku himself. The constant rotation of collaborations and constant evolution is a part of what I think led to Fortnite's decline. Epic Games, like many other companies, is a perpetrator of the fear of missing out. The Battle Royale mode has a daily rotation of items, and every time an item shows up, it's never guaranteed to come back soon, so players feel more incentivized to buy these items and spend more in the game. It's a scummy marketing strategy if you think about it, and a lot of people are aware of this strategy, but to this day it's mostly overlooked, as our lizard brain would rather get more instant satisfaction from owning the Gangnam Style emote now than using that money to buy Scissor. And I'm not going to try to be an apologist for the fear of missing out, as it's really a morally questionable way to make a lot of money, but when it comes to prices, Fortnite is somewhat generous when it comes to V-Bucks. Take the Battle Pass for example, which will cost you around $10. If you play enough to complete the Battle Pass without buying levels, not only will you get your V-Bucks back, you'll also have 500 extra V-Bucks to spend, with cosmetics included, making it one of the most bang for your buck deals when it comes to microtransaction-filled games. Yes, it's also a way to inflate a game's playtime, but you could supposedly get unlimited battle passes with just $10 spent on the game if you want cosmetics. Plus, when you remember that it's a free game with already so many free things to unlock, Fortnite doesn't actually seem as evil as initially presented, because now when you look around, every game is around $60 for some reason. While I did just defend Fortnite a bit, fear of missing out is stupid and should never be used. I talked about the cosmetics as if they were a good thing earlier, but once again I have to emphasize that they really don't matter. The skins, the emote, harvesting tools, and more really don't affect your gameplay, but another problem with Fortnite is that it tries to imply otherwise. If you don't have a skin in Fortnite, it makes you cycle through 8 different characters. While they're all wearing the same clothes, they all have different facial features, which is probably enough to let you choose one as a favorite. The problem is that now you actually never get to choose which one you get to be. Now, to the average person, this doesn't matter, but to a minority, which considering Fortnite's massive player base would probably comprise of thousands of players, not being able to be one specific character would probably motivate one to spend money on the game, which just leads to the next problem being that once you start to spend, it's harder to stop yourself from spending more, as the constant new additions and collaborations to Fortnite, which really makes you want to buy that rare half-shell glider to go with the Rick Sanchez skin. Now, the bizarre practices of Epic Games might seem, well, bizarre, but I feel like one of the main problems the general public has with Fortnite is thanks to its gigantic community. Calling the entire Fortnite community toxic, then complaining about it would be slightly hypocritical, as I am a part of that community, and I've talked to people who are genuinely nice people. I think that the main problem with the Fortnite community comes from 2 main factors: the large amount of edgy children, and the highly competitive players. This isn't to say that there are some decent people there and that there aren't bad apples in other parts of the community, as there most definitely are, but for the sake of simplicity, let's assume that most of these problems from the Fortnite community stem from these 2 demographics. I mentioned earlier that the game is very accessible because it was free and on pretty much every platform. The lack of blood or gore also played into that, and this is what caused so many children, me included, to hop on Fortnite and slowly rot away at our Xbox Ones. This led to infamous videos like this one.
Like Fortnite! We like Fortnite! We like Fortnite! We like Fortnite! We like Fortnite!
And if there's one thing the world knows, it's that kids are stupid and impressionable. When you combine this with microtransactions and bright colors everywhere, there are bound to be incidents, and that's exactly what happens. Kids would get bullied for having no skins, when they wanted to buy skins and their parents refused because there are better things to buy like black tar heroin. Kids would try to steal credit cards in order to prove to their schoolmates that they were cool, which in turn creates a vicious cycle where kids would end up bullying each other to buy skins in Fortnite. This wasn't helped by the multiple clickbait YouTubers who were trying to get kids to sign up for free V-Buck scams. There's a consensus that agrees that Allier and Morgs were scummy for clickbaiting, but at least they weren't sending kids to install malware to get infinite V-Bucks. All in all, kids were a big blow to Fortnite's reputation, as they made a sizable portion of the community, and associating a child's stupidity with a large game can never be good. While Fortnite is faulted for being primarily played by children, it isn't really the only game children play, as Minecraft is still popular among children, and the kids, they do love their puppy playtime. While the children can give you secondhand embarrassment, keep in mind that they're idiots and haven't actually developed a consciousness yet, so let them experience their own lives by themselves. Don't go out of your way to attack someone because they play Fortnite. It's really sad. The second main problem from the community comes from the competitive side and the high skill ceiling that still gets pushed to new heights every so often. General toxicity in competitive gaming isn't anything new, but because Fortnite's pro scene is so large, it's so much more noticeable and easier to single out. An example of this that comes up every so often is that Ninja reporting someone for stream sniping despite not actually being stream sniped. This paints the whole community as crybaby bitches who can't take an L, which also ruins the reputation of the game. After seeing clips from large content creators like Ninja, people are deterred from playing the game, as if famous people can only get good through showing openly toxic behavior, the game just doesn't look fun. I know I've singled out my boy Tyler right now, but there is so much worse out there, I'm sure. There are a lot of rage compilations and just general disrespectfulness in the community. And while I get that raging is a normal thing in every competition if you lose, there should be some amount of control when you're a celebrity whose career was built off a game played by a lot of children. These poor role models aren't the only ones present in Fortnite. Every community has them. But again, it all comes back to the huge size of Fortnite, which means that the mainstream will probably get more news surrounding it. both good and bad. Fortnite has created the largest double-edged sword, and I haven't even gone into the multiple lawsuits they have faced. Because so far they have faced off against Apple, Snoop Dogg, the entire cast of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. While building was the thing that made people come to Fortnite in the first place, the ability to practice that all day thanks to things like playground mode or creative mode has created a gap in skill so large that most people don't even want to attempt starting Fortnite in 2023. While skill-based matchmaking and zero-build modes exist now, this leads me to my final point, which is just about the general fatigue of the genre. Fortnite is more than 5-year-old now, and it's still going, which I respect a lot. It's just that over time people have grown up and have lost interest in the game. The only thing people feel for Fortnite is nostalgia, which Fortnite haven't capitalized on properly too much yet. But while Fortnite is anything but dead, new younger players seem to come less and less with all the other games on the market, and people who still play tend to enjoy the game less and view it more as a job rather than a game. People only play to complete the battle pass, and it has become more of a task rather than just fun with the boys. This doesn't apply to everyone though. If you can still find enjoyment in Fortnite, that's amazing for you, and I'm happy for you. But at the end of the day, everything has a lifetime at some point, and the Fortnite servers will probably shut down as Epic Games moves on to another project. Or I could be totally wrong and it just becomes the Oasis from Ready Player One. Who knows? With that, I thank you for watching, like and subscribe for more life-changing content, and goodbye.